Peace to the family. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Before we go any further, I just want to tip y'all to some game real quick. I got a link in my description to Skillshare. You get 2 free months. I'm not getting paid or nothing like this. This ain't no ad. This is just like something for the people. Like if you into learning or you feel like you need to learn some stuff, from Photoshop to, I can't even imagine, to journaling, to creative writing, to trading, to just stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like practical stuff, you know what I'm saying? Be sure to utilize the link in my description. You get 2 free months, you know what I'm saying? And with the money that you make in those 2 months, you will be in a good space, you understand? So be sure to check out the link in my description. Yeah, so just wanted to share that. Some other stuff that I wanted to share before we get into this build. Let me see. Astrology Explained as well. Be sure to check out that. It's 11/11. I feel like, and it also includes the information for how to read natal charts easily and effectively. So, if you want to understand astrology in a practical, scientific way that's based upon you, and then putting it all together with like crafting out your chart, because understanding yourself in different aspects is very important, because we tend to understand ourselves as just this one total being and not these different parts. So kind of breaking yourself apart and looking at yourself differently and then incorporating your imagination into the thing as we move into 2020 is a very powerful thing. So as reference to 2020, it's just about learning astrology in a different way. So peace to the family. I appreciate everybody joining me. I just want to bring your attention to these videos that I've been doing on the archetypes, and be sure to check those out as well, because they kind of different, and a lot of it is just learning new information. And so that's what spirit is leading me into 2020, is like you simply got to relearn everything. And that's where we're at, so as far as the new moons and the full moons, I'm doing videos closer to the time of. So just want to make sure that the information is fresh moving into the period. Sometimes I might do a video a week, 2 weeks before, you know, and it don't even resonate with the space and time because I done did it, you know what I'm saying? People don't really care about it. So just, sacrificing the time and energy to bring this information forward. I just appreciate people's support, whether you buying a book or watching a video or checking out the website or, you know, I don't know, subscribing on Patreon, I really appreciate all of that. And, you know, hopefully I utilize my superpower to give back with the same veracity that y'all give to me, because that's kind of just really the goal, is to keep it even keel. So one of the topics that we're going to be talking about, we're going to start with balance and we're going to end with balance. And we're just going to talk about some side real astrology, real being the emphasis, okay? And it might throw you off to the side. So let me check this chat, see if we all good. Family, how y'all been? It's good to be on the live. Good to see everybody here. Fire flame emojis on the chat mean everything is popping off. Happy birthday, Lady Owl. You understand? Side real Capricorn in the building. So in this space, not to alarm anybody, but sometimes you get new people to the channel and they feel very much adept in astrology and Western tropical astrology. So side real astrology really throws them off, but that's just what we're referencing. So we're dealing with the Capricorn energy. And before we get into that, let's just bring up a map of the skies. I like to start it off with just looking at the planets and them and their actual placements to just get a real vibe for it. And then once we catch a vibe, we'll just talk about the details. And the details is very juicy, so you know a lot of people like that juice, like that clout and all of that. So we gonna explain and break that whole thing down. But yeah, the sun and the moon are going to be in Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn. Then let me close this out. Look up. You got Neptune and Venus in Aquarius. And then I want to show you one more placement. Don't want to go too fast. Take it slow. Yeah, Mars is in the thick of things. Mars in the thick of things. Really in the midst of in between Scorpio and Ophiuchus, align the Milky Way. So this active energy is really propelling this, but we'll talk about this later in the conversation. But yeah, just showing you the actual placements in real time, and this is going to be January 24th. So that's this Friday. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Peace to the family. Peace, Philip. Peace, Greenheart. Peace, everybody on this morning time. Just, feeling really good. Just because I'm able to be the fool, I'm able to kind of just be myself and just be, you know, I done been through all of the crazy shit. I'm 35, so, I didn't ain't too much that I haven't really seen at this point in my life, so it ain't really nothing to me, but it's a lot of things that's happening on the external where it's just like, I could be of some support, I could be of some guidance and kind of speak to this very well because I understand the energy at an intimate level, and it's not really new to me, and it might be new to you. But the first thing that we're going to deal with and kind of set the context because we're incorporating Vedic understanding in our astrology based upon its age. And so we're dealing with Vishnu, and Vishnu deals with the Shravana Nakshatra. It is the deity that rules over the Shravana Nakshatra, and the Nakshatra that the sun and the moon is going to be in is the Shravana Nakshatra. And so I'm not going to get into Vishnu. You will have to do your research, but Vishnu, for the most part, has four hands, and these four hands represent four understanding. So it is the quest for knowledge, family life, retreat, and renunciation. And so this actually ties into the devil archetype without all of the spookism, but ultimately it is our initial quest for knowledge and quest for truth, and then really responding and respecting our family life, and then deeming what our family life is, and then that retreat into ourselves, and then renunciating all particular titles that we don't particularly agree with. And so I just want to reference why we want to reference Vishnu and Shiva, because at a certain point Vishnu and Shiva, they get to a level where Shiva has to drink some poison in order to, get to the Amrita or get to the nectar or get to the actual primal fluid of creation or whatever. So that's actually just your awakening or your spiritual awakening. But you gotta eat some poison. You gotta go through some particular trauma or bullshit to get to that poison. So a lot of this is why the clout culture or chasing clout or being this great person don't really add up when you reference real mythology and real history or anything of value or of substance. Is the ability to overcome negative situations as opposed to just being the shit or being viewed in a particular type of way. But we want to reference Shiva and Vishnu because they're not like a religious, philosophical, poetic concept, it is a scientific reality. And so when you reference this, it's always about the pineal, pituitary, and the master glands that exist in your you would say your brain, but a lot of this stuff is really like the seat of the soul or the spiritual life. And a lot of it is your awareness to it. And so awareness is another awareness or active listening, right? Active listening. It's hard to really listen when you talking and you wishing and you praying and you hoping for shit. If you in that mode, right? You at a conflict, you at a odds with your soul, you at a odds with your internal truth. Your internal's always giving you a particular truth. And so when you just know what you want and know what you need and not able to process new information or learn or soak up game and things of that nature or be trained or taught, then you creating a conflict as we move into 2020 and we move into like a cosmic shift based upon the alignments of the planets. And I know that's not really important to people, and that's cool. But I don't want you to struggle with your internal dialogue, because that's the most basic, most primal understanding that could really be absolved, right? By just simply fucking listening, excuse my language, to yourself and to your body and to your feelings and to your core principles and purpose and things of that nature. And it requires you to fully concentrate on this dialogue, understand this dialogue, respond, and then remember what is being said. And so this is how you active listen in your relationships, right? With your damn self, so forth and so on. So not trying to get too deep to start off, but I'm just really just trying to lay it out. And these are just the themes of the Shravana and the Chakra, so I can understand how active listening ain't a part of the normal dialogue and what we should actively be trying to do within our communities, within our just dialogues, period. Like, I should just simply listen, right? And remember what is being said without no bias or judgment. And so within this concept of clout chasing, it ain't really no bias or judgment, because I understand that the negative things that people got to really process is really the shit that they got to go through. But we got to kind of, I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. So being in the world but not of the world. So the world in the metaphysical sense, based upon truthunity.org, is a state of consciousness formed through the belief in the reality of things external. A state of consciousness formed through the belief in the reality of things external. So if this energy falls in your seventh house, you feeling like you really need a relationship. If this energy falls in your eighth house, you feel like whatever you're going through is like the end of the world. If this falls in your ninth house, and then you like, damn, the mystic, I don't know where this fall in my chart. And it's like, well, why you want to continuously struggle with this shit and not want to understand your astrology in an intimate way? And then it's like, well, I don't really need astrology. Well, you need something, right? It's clear that you need something, and it ain't a relationship that you having with the public. It's a relationship that you having with yourself, because we're just emerging. We're just hitting the cusp of Capricorn, right? So whatever's been brewing, you know, you don't see the bubbles when you first cut the cut the iron on, right? You don't see the bubbles yet. It takes a minute. So right about now, you're starting to feel the bubbles and shit, the little bitty bubbles. But if the heat's still there, it's gonna continue to boil. So the idea is to turn down the heat, or figure a way to purge, or recycle these emotions, or redirect your self-talk. Because the reality is that you do not have a self-talk if you believe that you are in the world. And this is all tied into the Shravana Chakra. We still in the Shravana Nakshatra, and all of this energy, you know. And so what I'm doing, I'm not going to go back, but what I'm trying to do is give you a lot of concepts that you could research to help your ass, right? As opposed to me telling you. So uh, I'm not making none of this up. All of this is all well, just a stream of consciousness based on research. And so a lot of things is like having a lot of relationships with people and seeing, okay, this person is on this person is on that, but they on the same type of shit. They really trying to get to this external world and missing out on the internal world and dealing with what does it lead to? It leads one to follow the standards of living based on man's opinions rather than on truth, right? And we could get into what truth is, but I'd rather not get into what truth is because I know my truth and I don't know your truth, period. So ain't no definition to truth, right? But when you when you of the world and you just one with the world and belief of all things external, then none of this shit even matters to you. But if you align with this energy, then you in the world, but you're not of the world. External realities is all illusionary. You have shit, you lose shit. It's all a brain, um, a stimulation of a brain function or some weird hormonal reaction at this point. So, clout chasing. They do anything for clout. Ain't no cure for the IG disease, man. Ain't no cure for it. That was prophetic. Offset is a prophet. You feel me? He is a prophet. He anyway, I could get it. Never mind. Never mind. So Saturn rules Capricorn and Mars is about that life. It's about that action. It governs our sex drive, in which we pointed out at the beginning on the map. Mars is conjunct the Milky Way. So it's more or less of some past life. Let me check the live real quick because sometimes I can go ahead. Peace to y'all. Peace. I'm just checking the chat, making sure everything is good. You know, throw a thumb up, you know. Let me know everything is good. But Mars is in the space where it's about that life, you know, it's connected. It's like being plugged into, if Mars was just outside of the socket in Scorpio where it's just like I can't find the plug, and then you know finally find the plug, but it's the super juice charged up plug. And so this is your action, this is your energy, this is your sex drive. But a major key, a major life hack is to not stay in the lower space of sex energy, because that same sexual energy could be creative energy if you just don't watch the goddamn porn or just do the, you know, novelty shit, the worldly shit, right? Try to do something different with that energy just for a month, right? Because the sun and the moon even and Mercury and all of these planets not going to be in Capricorn forever, right? So a lot of things happen, right, with astrological compositions. It presents particular energy, it presents particular waves of energy, and to a person that's very novice to the energy, would imagine that this particular reality or this particular deity or this particular function is just going to be forever, right? So you'll write a book about it, you'll process it, and you'll never factor in the changes. So when I craft my books or when I craft my content, I craft it in a way that I have to let your imagination take over, because your imagination is the only thing that matters. And I'm not going to teach you how I do my shit. I just want to teach you how to do your own shit, right? If that makes sense. I want you to create the school of you. I want you to teach yourself. I want you to, you know, fuck with yourself. And that's inner peace. But I understand why a person wouldn't really vibe with that, because they of the world. They external with it. They feel like the lower vibration is the only vibration for this energy to reside at. Attention, right? Man's opinions, right? Man's man's in particular, not God's or, you know, your souls or none of that. Is man's opinions. And I've been there, done that, you know. What I'm trying to establish is real inner peace with this content, with this 2020 vibe. But really, inner peace is established through learning, relearning, activating your imagination, activating your meditation. Stop thinking that you're gonna have lightsabers shoot out your ass. You feel me? See through walls and shit. Just accept things as they are, right? To create inner peace regardless what happens on the external. That's where I'm trying to get people to. Because when this energy hit and that external shit ain't got nothing for you, you get to the point of being desperate, abandoned, forsaken. So it's very important to understand how this energy hit. This energy hits in a way where the usual shit won't hit on nothing, right? It's not gonna hit. So you had a lot of not ego tied up into this usual shit, comfortable shit. You had a lot of ego tied into it. So it's like putting a lot of ego into a trash compactor, because the trash compactor got, you know, seafood, got a seafood mukbang or something like that, you know. B Love's Life is in a trash compactor, and, you know, seafood is just shit. But it's still a trash compactor, and the rules of a trash compactor apply. So what tends to happen is that your ego get crushed, because that negative habit, that shit that you do to compensate for your amoral ass trying to be a moral citizen, is a literal trash compactor. So in order to circumnavigate all of this shit is to be your authentic self, right? Be who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you a thought bucket, be a thought bucket. Me, I'm just a family man. You know what I'm saying? But I imagine how this energy would hit if I was a cheating ass nigga, right? I would be in some boiling hot water within myself, you know. So, and within my relationship and my career, shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like somebody defaming you who really fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's another level of the game. But moving on. uh Man's opinion, right? So novelty, spectacle, self-exteriorization, that's the representation of what could possibly happen if you don't understand that you without the external is enough. Because whatever external situation occurs, your ass is gonna be in it. And if you have a negative internal dialogue, you'll create the situation of a negative situation based upon your perception, because that's what generally happens. So it's important to create the positive perception first, learn the information second, and then apply it third, and then live with the results. You have to understand that this is about becoming scientists, inventors, quantum mechanics, because this is the future. We grew up watching the Jetsons. Now it's time that the Jetsons is really here. And the activation of your superpowers is all related to you awakening your chakras and building up that chakra energy at your base of your spine and waking your ass up. And this is all internal. And no matter what external situation you have, is not going to matter. Okay? And I'm just being authentic with you. hoping that you will be authentic with yourself, because these are the realizations that I had to come to. So maybe I'm just talking to myself and you got it all together and I got this shit all wrong, right? And maybe everything is Gucci. Maybe everything is Gucci Dapper Dan with you, right? And maybe this conversation ain't for you. This is for the person that's struggling with this energy. And I always feel a need to come and speak to people who kind of struggle with energy, because it don't make no sense to me to get on here and not try to help or try to assist. Because if I'm not trying to help or trying to assist, then I won't say shit. And I don't say shit if I don't have nothing to say to give. So we had the video that kind of kicked it off, and this 2020 energy and the Saturn conjunct Pluto. Just want to give a shout out to this video. Shadow work all 2020, all of the comments, all the response, you know, everybody is just like really responding to this. And it's just, you know, just the understanding of astrology is what I give it up to. And then hopefully we're all able to share those masks and be our authentic self, and don't worry about man's opinion, and understand that we are in the world but not of the world. So we started off this conversation with balance. We're going to come slide it in the middle, but we also going in with balance as well. So, and I'm going to check the chat one more time, because that's the most important part to me, making sure that we all here. Everybody, peace, peace, peace. How's everybody feeling on the live? Everybody good? Hopefully. Make sure to like this video, share this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because you never know who this information can help. And also utilize the link in my description. This is not no ad or nothing, but I just feel like in the case that we may need to learn some shit or better ourselves, be sure to utilize the link in my description. Get 2 free months of Skillshare, you know, just for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And what you learn from those 2 months and the money that you make, you're going to want to continue the subscription like I did. And that ain't, I'm telling you, I'm not getting paid for this ad. So it ain't even no fucking ad. It's just like some game. So, yeah. Get back to it. Personal development versus financial growth, okay? Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is our public life, but also our financial, it's our career as well. So career is ultimately tied to our finances. So whatever you see a person doing in 22, don't deal, if they a singer, poet, whatever they doing, and you like it, right? Because maybe they on YouTube or something. Support them, because that's their career, and their career is they not doing their career. They might love to do it, but at the core of it, they want to get paid for that shit. They spending their time, their energy into it. They really relying on people that really mess with it, really like it, to support them with support, like not attention, if you catch my drift. And so that's any creative person that you really like, that you just have access to because of Spotify, because of YouTube, and whatever way of hacking the system you got, or whatever the case may be, that don't require no support. But you know, when you cleaning up the house or something, you got them turned on and turned up, you know what I'm saying? They helping you, you know what I'm saying? So I just think the world would be a lot better if we understood that careers was tied into financial growth. So when you do make a decision for making a career, that you don't just do that shit for free too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance, right? But then again, you know, whatever standards you have for yourself, that's cool, because the higher standards reap the higher rewards, and the lower standards reap the lower rewards. That's just, again, laws, right, of attraction. So are you growing? Are you learning? Are you becoming better? You know what I'm saying? And this is personal growth, and your personal growth is tied into your financial growth, because the better person you come, the better energy that you hold, the better food you get, the more alkaline water you drink, the more supplements you take, the more nootropics that you take, the better, the more you exercise, the more greens you eat, like the more your financial system going to be, the better your life going to be. And nobody really want to talk about this side of the game because personal development and financial, like if you look good, that helps with your financial growth. If you take, photography pictures versus, an Android face front camera, you know what I'm saying, is going to get better results. So taking your shit seriously is another level of looking at the 10th house. And that's why our addictions are called into question, because the money that we could be spending on a PR firm or a marketer is probably being spent on our addictions. And addictions can be all types of shit. But this ain't a level of judgment. This is a level of career and 10th house shit that's going on inside of yourself. Because inside yourself, you saying that, damn, I could really be this person that I'm looking at, or this person that I'm chasing, but I'm not doing the internal shit. So you can't really lie to yourself as well, because Mercury is in this energy. Mercury is the messenger of truth. Capricorn is the, who are you? And not in a moral sense. Not who you are in a moral sense, but who you are in a truthful sense. Because the moral side of the game kind of, it throws you off. It throws you off. It makes you, and morals ain't like what we think it is at this point. Morals is whatever the standard of the test of time is. So morals in the jungle is going to be different morals from 1950. Well, the morals of 2020 is IG, Instagram famous. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was in the car. I was going to Aldi's to get some spaghetti noodles for some pasta salad or something. My wife was telling me, "All right, cool." I get in the car, turn the radio on, and they talking to this chef. And they talk about how good the food is, and then they say, "All right, how do we get some food?" He said, "You can hit me up on Instagram." I said, "What? Wait, what? Your whole business is on Instagram?" I mean, I can't even just go to your restaurant. I mean, I gotta go to Instagram to get some food. Oh man. And this is on the radio. What I'm saying is that this is culture. So clout is a culture. Instagram is a culture that now is a moral point of view, right? You look at Instagram, and people really look at Instagram followers as a level of respect. So this is morals at this point. And now you older now, right? Not me. I don't care. But we ain't talking about you all the time. We also talking about your children. Because if you're not into it, but you got kids, teenagers, shit. My son just told me yesterday, I'm about to start a YouTube channel so people can watch me. What you mean? What you talking about? Why? How did that even go into your brain? It's probably like, I don't know, something. I think it's something in the it's a culture. So culture always don't necessarily need to be taught. It's just representing the collective conscious. So what I'm saying is that people of striving to be this because they think that is normal is literally insane, because it don't mean shit. Right? No matter how many followers you got on Instagram, it's an app. So if you got 1 million followers, that don't make your life better. If you got 1 million followers, you still got shit to do as this shit goes into Capricorn, because the bubbles is just now sizzling, right? It's going to get hot. It's going to raise up. This energy about, rising. And it's all about what your self-talk is about. So you can run and hide from the rest of the world, cannot hide from yourself, cannot hide behind how the world perceives you, you cannot hide behind man's opinions. So what's the solution? Inner work, meditation, relearning, Skillshare. Click the link in the description. Get 2 free months. Learn how to do some Photoshop or learn how to promote your business. I don't know. You know what you need to work on. You know you need to learn. Don't come up on this channel feeling like you learned everything, you know. We could all learn something more, or we could learn again. Every day I'm learning regardless of anything. And that's the most rewarding thing to me. So learning about the devil card and how it's tapped into Capricorn and Saturn and all of these things, because once you understand certain levels of consciousness and esoteric, you can understand its lower level and its higher level, and how its lower level will get you in trouble 10 times out of 10, but its higher level will, you know, elevate you and liberate you. Another level of Vishnu is moksha. Moksha is freedom and liberation. Liberation from particular sin, the sin of being inauthentic, the sin of being a moral citizen and not your true authentic self. And another level of this is secrecy. Secrecy, because you have a relationship with yourself, don't mean that you got to share it with everybody. That's where sacred comes in. That's where journals and grimoires come in. That's where the magic really come in. I'm not about to tell you the shit that I'm doing, the shit that I'm working, all of it. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna share, but I ain't gonna tell you all of it. The shit that I don't need to share, I ain't gonna share because I'm doing some work, constantly working. And if I'm constantly working, constantly in a state of creation because I'm trying to activate, not trying, attempting, or actually being the creator within me and not being ruled by karma, not being attached to an earthly existence. Because I tell my wife I can't really trip because, damn it, we came from nothing. It was literally called the bottom. So, like we good, we be good and shit. Like damn, we got 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? It'd be mainly me and her, you know what I'm saying? And you know, shit should be good. So I can't be nothing but grateful. And so this is a vibration that's constantly being created over time. So the devil is within, like, Christian churches, they be like, we can't have you being sinful or we'll kick you out the church. But sometimes you sinful. And so what you have is a lot of people false flagging in the church. They just being something that they not. And this trickles into society. This trickles into consciousness, the conscious community. You can't trust a person by their appearance. You'll be really messed up out here. You got to get into their psychology, get into their mind. And are they going to let you? Because the closer we get to that deeper core of it, is hella contradictions. And you wish you never got to know this person. That's the symbology to the devil. That's the symbology to the time. But the trick of it is to get closer to the truth without. So if I get closer to the truth, how do I get closer to the truth? I don't act like I know what the fucking truth is. I'm learning what the truth is. I'm not already ascertaining that this is my one all be all relationship career decision that I'm making. This is the right thing. How do I know? You don't know. I can only work with myself, learn myself, deal with myself at the nighttime, deal with my melanin. Okay, the science of the new moon. I meant to say this and I didn't. The science of the new moon scientifically is that your neuromelanin is higher, so this is where you want to get into your intentions. I'm telling you. Write some shit down that you want to accomplish now. Because as the moon waxes, your neuromelanin decreases. And that's once it gets to a full, it's at its lowest, and that's when shit hits the fan. But stay in your intentions right now. Okay. I just wanted to share that. So, you know, to summarize this new moon, man, don't be a slave to your world. Because the world is the realization of the external self. And I said, don't disregard it. I didn't say disregard it. I said, don't be a slave to it. Balance, right? Don't lose yourself in how people view you. Man's opinion. Man's opinion is not relegated to the truth of your existence. Damn. I had a weird dream, but now it makes sense. Because I'm not even going to repeat the dream because it was so damn weird, but the overall gist is that people had a strong opinion of me. And I just like withered away. But that withering away was just like, I don't give a shit. It don't matter. It's just like, whatever you have, whatever opinion that you form, it can wither away. And if you hold on to it, you holding on to a ghost at this particular point in time. So really learn how to learn, okay? Showing up authentically and not hiding in your shell. This still is the 10th house. This still is the public life. This still is showing up. But how you show up is the most important thing. And if you showing up crusty and rusty, or you not showing up at all, a lot of y'all not even crusty and rusty. A lot of y'all got y'all shit together. A lot of y'all would get positive response if you put your shit out there. A lot of y'all way sexier than you give yourself credit for. Way beautiful than you give yourself credit for. Will have way more admirers than you give yourself credit for. You probably not ready for how sexy you are for real. And this is probably, you need to emerge from that shell. But then another level is the self-talk. What do you tell yourself? Because I've been having the imagination of, that fat kid. I was very, very, very fat. I'm still kind of chunky now, but I used to be like crazy, especially growing up. But the thing is, when you lose a lot of weight and you get your body right and all of that type of shit, you never lose that part of you. That fat kid is always gonna be there. You tone, you work out, you get everything popping, and just fat boy still here. How you doing? All right. So I say all of that to say is honor every part of you. Don't restrict yourself based upon man's opinions, because every part of you has value. Every part of you deserves love, because every part of you is a part of you, nigga, or sis, or whatever. It's you. So to deny parts of you is to deny your actual growth and learning and understanding and peace of mind and fullness of life. Trying to be, in man's opinion, the best person that you could be. And they don't really matter because it's not the truth, okay? Also, cutting people off. Sometimes it's mandatory. Taking control of your shit and not worrying about your mom. I'm not going to reference who not to carry about or who to worry about, because that's totally up to you. But you going to drive yourself crazy trying to do things for other people when you got like 100 things to do on a checklist for your damn self. Like, if you got 100 things to do for yourself, then damn it, you're going to have to be 101. And when I get to 101, then maybe we could get to it. But right now, as the cosmic shift is in place, there's a lot of different things that I need to start to do for me. Just so I can kind of, it ain't going to take me forever, but renunciation, retreat into the forest, Vishnu, Shravana Nakshatra. Oh, it's all of that for me. You feel me? That's just me. So, and that's taking control of me, my energy, my vibration, and whatever happens externally. It might be unfortunate, but shit, I don't necessarily know what's happening, you know? But the channels is here, the downloads is here, my pen is working, and I'm writing things down as they come. Basically, in a nutshell, y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I'm gonna end this off, and then I'm gonna check the chat for any questions. So get your questions in now. So by the time I check the chat, they'll be already there. But what I'm about to say is, shoot your shot, man, woman, especially now. And we not shooting our shot to get what we want. We shooting our shot to have a relationship with ourselves. We trying to shoot our shot to ourselves to say we ain't no punk. Because we can say we ain't no punk, but if we not doing things to show ourselves that we not no punk, it don't matter what we say to ourselves. So sexual attraction, lust, don't necessarily have to be a person. It could be a career. It could be a goal. It could be something that you want to make love to. You want to make love to different type of things, and making love is creating something that you would love, right? Get your mind out the gutter. See, once you, if you're a passionate person at the lower level, guess what you're going to be at the higher levels? You're going to be passionate. Those analogies and that love making you doing at the lower base chakra, you can be doing that love making in your brain with your pineal gland, with your melatonin in your life. So with this new moon, right? Setting intentions, what do you want to make love to, right? That's your intention. Don't and get your get your mind out the gutter. And then once you figure it out, shoot your shot. You understand? Shoot your shot. Don't sit in the bleachers, right? Don't sit on the bench. You are all-star. You a champion. Let's see if there's any questions. That's my presentation. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope it made sense. I hope it resonated. Um, tell me what's good. Tell me what's good. How y'all feel? It don't look like no questions. Just a lot of love. A lot of people in the chat. Um, but you know, I just come every time I come on here. I come here with something to say, and I go through this. Trust me, I went through this about like 7, 8 times before I came on this live to make sure it made sense, to make sure everything was in resonance to, you know, the conscious collective. And I got rid of some things and I added some things, but you know, everything is right and exact. And I don't want to keep y'all for too long. I just wanted to share. Be sure to check the link in the description. Also, Astrology Explained, how to use your imagination to understand astrology. Skillshare. Click the link in the description, click the link in the comment, get 2 free months, learn something.